More on the Sandy recovery now from the governor of New Jersey, Christie. He's on the shore in Seaside Park this morning. Good morning, Governor. 1 year out, at least 26,000 people in your state are still out of their homes. That's not good enough, is it?
Well, listen, George, we have made incredible progress in the last year. When you think about the fact that 346,000 homes were severely damaged or destroyed, we've made great progress. But, you're right. The fact is that these are problems when people still aren't back in their homes. But we warned of this way back when. It took 92 days for the Congress to get the aid to the Sandy victims. That's compared to 10 days for Katrina and 17 days for Gustav. So all that gets added on to the back end. So, we're doing the best we can, but I understand the frustration of some folks, and we're just going to keep at it. It's my mission to finish the job, George.
You talked about that federal aid. You sparred with Senator Tom Coburn over federal aid for Sandy. He's been pointing out now that only a small fraction of the aid has gotten through and that it doesn't seem to be going to the people who need it. Whose fault is that and what can be done?
Well, first off, I disagree with the premise, George. Over $8 billion of federal aid has already been distributed in New Jersey and distributed to some of the most needy people. And when you think about the fact that of the 40,000 people who were driven from their homes, nearly 30,000 of them have already gotten direct federal aid into their pockets. I just disagree with the premise. But part of it, too, if Senator Coburn's concerned about it, is the endless federal regulation that's put on this money. The red tape is extraordinary in terms of some of these programs. And so if he's concerned about it, he's the guy down in Washington. He should help to try to fix it.
Let me ask you about another story in the news today, this whole controversy over the NSA surveillance programs. You've been broadly supportive of the programs, but now there's this question of whether or not the program should have extended to the spying on foreign leaders. Do you support that?
George, listen, I have always felt like these programs are necessary and important, but they have to have appropriate oversight, both from the White House, who's executing on these programs, and from the Congress, who has the legal authority to have oversight. So I'll be interested to hear from the president and from the White House on these issues, as any concerned American will be over the course of the weeks to come, and whether they were doing their jobs at the White House and in Congress in terms of overseeing the NSA and what they were doing.
But do you think we should be spying on our friends?
George, listen, I'm not in any position to make those judgments sitting here as the governor of New Jersey. What I'm focused on today is trying to continue the mission we have here, the second worst natural disaster in the history of our country, and trying to bring our state back.
Finally, you're up for re-election next week. If you win, are you committed to serving out your full term?
I'm committed to being the best governor New Jersey can have for as long as I can possibly do it. But George, neither one of us have a crystal ball and know what's going to happen in the future. I've been really honest with the people of New Jersey and told them exactly that. I'll do this job as long and as aggressively as I possibly can. And my current intention is to spend 4 years, but we'll see what happens, George. You never know what life's going to bring you.
And we will be watching closely. Governor Christie, thanks very much for your time this morning.
George, thank you for the time. I appreciate it.
I guess you could say the door is open.
Well, your expression said it all when he was responding to that. You're right about that, George.